Welcome to Coco Chats. Clink.
It's quality cocoa, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually liking this one. Yesterday's was subpar, this is pretty good though.
What is your top tier cocoa?
What does it look like? Or like who makes it?
Both.
You
asked.
Ooh, Ghirardelli has very good cocoa.
That's
It's
true.
also because San Francisco is so cold that anything tastes good.
Yeah.
And then you just get the Ghirardelli chocolate. And then they're so nice. They're like, do you want a square while you're waiting? And you're like, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
My roommates
Lindsay and Michaela.
Yeah. They'll make an appearance in 2 weeks on the show. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Adam. I know Poshman from our area and super
Bay
psyched to be the
Area.
first guest. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
I'm a business student, so I don't really do much.
That's so true.
Homework's pretty light.
Bread. It's great.
Yeah.
Good bread. Good
Thank
quality
you.
bread.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm trying to improve in the whole cooking scene. I feel like that's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
I got a couple perplexed looks for a second, but it's alright. You okay? Did you go to like summer camps when you were in like elementary school?
No, I actually.
Or like, we know elementary school yet.
I don't remember.
What did you do in the summer? Like travel?
Every other summer I went to India.
Dude, I want to go to India. I feel like it'd be fun.
You drive.
I would try, right?
Yeah.
We should go.
Yeah.
Book that one too. I just want to experience it. Okay, so you'll take me to the two houses.
Yes, I will.
What else will we do?
Eat a lot of street food.
Yeah, but I'm picky.
It'll be food that you've tried before, but the spice level will be through the roof.
I feel like they're gonna see me and like just brush whatever they
It's
be
a
like,
restaurant.
wait, kid, cut the spice a bit.
My
Like,
grandma makes really good food, and it's all homemade.
ooh, double yes. You know what I really want? A tandoor oven. I feel like that'd be sick.
A tandoor oven?
Yeah. Whatever.
Tandoor.
Hey,
My ass.
it's fine. It's fine. You got what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. What are we talking about today?
I'm just here. I don't.
We've got introduction. How we met. Surya is the reason we met. Would you like to explain?
Sure.
Because you were my guest on the show.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. Shout out Milo, because he's the one that put it all together, right?
Okay, yes,
yeah.
Milo.
So Milo was hosting a shindig at his house, right in his backyard.
Yeah.
And I went to most of Milo's shindig, so I was there with the boys. Shout out Looney Tunes. And then Surya's a part of Looney Tunes. They're awesome.
Great people.
Love them.
Nice people.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were all there. And then Surya was like, Poshman's coming. And I just kind of sat there and was like, okay, I don't know what that means.
Great.
Right? And then Milo got all excited, so I was like,
You got excited?
I think so.
Wow.
We'll
I
just
feel loved. Okay.
Right. So Milo got excited, and then you showed up,
Uh-huh.
and then Surya introduced the two of us
Right.
with the most awkward way you can, which makes sense, par for the course, Surya. Yeah.
That's
And
very
then,
true. Mhm.
yeah, it was like, he said, you're both going to Oregon. I was like, sick. Are you going to, like, was it introduction?
Introduction, July 1st and 2nd.
So I was like, dude, same. That's sick. We should get each other's numbers. So then we exchanged phone numbers, and then we didn't really talk until introduction.
Yeah.
And then we hung out in introduction.
Introduction was a fun
And our
time.
friendship blossomed.
Wow. So great.
We really bonded because we had no one else to talk to.
Yeah.
And then I met Paul, and we.
Went on the haunted tour.
I'm not good with horror or like scary anything. Like that's just not me.
It's a
Well,
great
I
time.
got peer pressured because like everyone else had a roommate. I took a single, which was fine because I was like that's gonna be great. Except for then I got peer pressured into the haunted tour, and then that was not that fun. Just kind of being there alone and listening to all like creaks and shit in the
Yeah.
hallway.
There's a lot of paranormal activity. We have a cemetery on campus. It's pretty great.
That wasn't the problem. The stories were one thing, and then all of a sudden I'm just walking and Paul just grabs me, which was really terrifying. Or would like scream,
Like a little girl.
like slightly, just so I'd hear it and like freak. Or he'd like stuff that just messed with me. So that made it really not fun. That's how we met.
That's
we bonded.
that is how we met.
I would say after introduction, I think we texted a bit more.
Yeah,
and
and then
when we got on campus,
we got pizza once with Max or Kevin.
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 Shout out Kevin.
Yeah. Good pizza.
Fine pizza. There's better pizza than that
What?
place.
Like what?
It's not like that. I don't know. I'm partial to Jake's, but that's just because I've been going there since I was like
I
little.
haven't been.
Well, then you have no right to diss Jake's like that.
Might I say it's so strange that the two of you have literally only really known each other for like a year and a half. Year and a half.
Year and a half.
That's crazy because it seems like the two of you have known each other for way longer than that.
chemistry.
Yeah. Well, we actually met at prom.
That's true.
We did meet at prom. We met at prom, but we didn't talk much because you were hanging out with Curtis.
That's because Curtis and I were alone, but together, you know?
Yeah.
But not like in that way. Anyway, this year before, we went just all guys, and it was the Sexy Soda Squad. And all of our friends that had dates had a miserable time, and everyone that didn't have a date had a great time. So Curtis and I were like, run that back.
But we had a fun time. But
One of us laughed more than the other one did, but yeah.
oh,
It was really
it
funny.
was really bad. I
It's
was so
funny.
tired after. I literally was like, never again.
Should we do something after prom or no?
Well, you all had midnight pasta
That's right, we went to
at Max's place.
That was fun.
That's the move.
It was a good time.
I've never had Max's pasta before,
Well, his mom made it.
or anyone from his family.
Pasta.
Yeah, pasta, that's just rubs me the wrong way.
Pasta.
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 Dude, I forgot that you were in my phone as Posh Spice. Right? So I'm not gonna lie, I'm walking, I'm on one of my like strolls or whatever, and so I had my earbuds in, and so I pushed in held to like trigger the assistant or whatever, and I'm like, call Poshman, right? And all of a sudden it's like, calling Mike's like plumbing service. I'm like, no. So I hung up, right? I'm like, so I just pulled out my phone and I typed PAS, and then it popped up. I'm like, oh, that's right, I forgot about Posh Spice.
Spice.
But then I just got hung up on. I'm watching Harry Potter. I'm doing jump roping. I'm whatevering.
Well, I called you back.
Yeah, like
Majority
an
of the
hour and a
time.
half later. That's
I
when
get
we go.
embarrassed a lot by you.
Well, it goes both ways though. I've done some like.
But I don't
stupid
mention it.
shit. Yeah, it's true.
Actually, the thing is, I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's true all the time too.
Yeah, that's the point of the videos. Why Coco Chats happens? Like, where did this idea come from?
Common grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So early on,
Yes.
Poshman was busy with like work or like schoolwork and like studio. And so I was like, well, let's just meet at night then and catch up and like reminisce about the day or whatever. So I think you proposed Coco.
No, it was you. He was like, Poshman, we're getting Coco.
That sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then we met at Common Grounds and that just kind of evolved into like almost every night unless you were busy. And then like there were some nights where she couldn't come to Common Grounds, so like I'd bring her Coco.
That'd be great. It was really nice. Yeah. And now I owe him 30 Cocos.
Poshman's an idiot. Here's kind of the bottom line here. So Poshman bet me that I wouldn't respond to this random Instagram story. And I was like, well, I don't want to, but I will. And she's like, you won't. So I was like, bet. And she actually bet. And she was like, I'll buy you a month's worth of Coco if you respond.
Or make you a month's worth of Coco.
Yeah, I'd be getting a month's worth of Coco. And so I said, yes. And I responded. And now I get Coco for 27 more days. Very excited.
Yeah.
Day 3 was good. This was very good Coco.
I'm glad. I think I'm gonna get fancy chocolate next time. Maybe mix.
I have Ghirardelli chips at the apartment if you want some.
Oh.
Because I bought it with the intention of making like dessert bread.
Oh,
Because I make challah at home.
that sounds good.
Do you want me to make some challah?
Sure.
I make challah. Okay, well it's...
You
know
made
what?
me gnocchi and
Oh my god, I royally screwed up that gnocchi.
that was it. That's all you've made.
Yeah, that was a
me.
bummer.
And bread.
The bread turned out pretty good.
Bread is good.
And then
You also make
Very good.
scones.
I did make scones. I make pretty good scones.
What type of scones?
Vanilla bean scones.
Ooh.
Made soft pretzels a lot. Okay. A lot of this just sounds like bread, which it is, because at the beginning of quarantine, my mom calls her sister and says, like, oh, I saw that you were baking. What's going on there? And so my aunt tells her that she found yeast. And my mom's like, I've been to all of the stores and I can't find yeast anywhere. So my aunt sends her a link for yeast on Amazon. And my mom clicked buy now and told me, hey, I bought yeast. And I'm like, sick. And she's like, well, it's for you to like, you know, cook with so that you can cook while you're home because like there's nothing to do in quarantine. And I had an internship, but it was like only till like noon. So I
Yeah.
had the afternoons to do whatever. I get a package from Amazon and my dad throws it at me and I'm like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know, it's addressed to you. So I open it and my mom bought a pound of yeast.
Is it like a bag or the individual packets?
No, it's a bag. brought it here because I went, what?
No, you didn't. You said you didn't have
No, my
any.
mom shipped it. Yeah.
You got the cookies?
No.
Oh,
They used to
man.
ship this. And my ballot, because we're voting, because voting is cool.
Sick, dude.
Sick, dude.
Sick, dude.
My government teacher from
Yeah.
high school was like, send me a picture of you voting and I'll stick it on my wall. So I'm kind of tempted to do that.
Do it. You can take like a really cool picture.
Maybe you should take a picture. I'll just kind of pose all cute with the ballot. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great. You can come. You have 27 days worth of. Don't do that. Don't. You don't know what this is?
No.
Means I'm shy.
What's with you guys into this and to this? I'm just lost at
It's
this
called
point.
TikTok culture.
I think this would conclude because I have to edit 40 minutes of footage so far.
I'm pretty sure you can't use most of this, yeah.
That's okay. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
yeah.
Thrilled that I could be the first guest. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's really fun. It's a great channel to be subbed to. I personally have been subbed since day one, and I can say it's been a great uplift in my life. She's up to 48 subs. Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So,
Yeah, I think so.
Which means she's impacted the life of 48 lovely people who are so stoked to be there, and it's only going to go up and up because it's grade A content. Look for more bangers in the future.
I can't take you seriously right now.
Don't you ever take me seriously?
I don't. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.
That's so funny.
Get out of your
Sleep,
mind if you think I'm going to sit for an episode going like this. It's not
sleep.
funny. Oh, hello and welcome to Coffee Chats with Pash. This is like... Hello. Welcome to my TED Talk. This is so weird.
Yeah, sweetie. This? You like this? And sit up really straight. You were close. And you
I
can
just
try.
did this.
Well, you did this.
Well, yeah, but bowl versus this.
Sleep.
This is a 3-point celebration. This is me at peace.
And then you say.
We can do this.
Like Paris.
More comfortable than this.
Yeah, true.
Right, so my first thought is they're gonna try
Sleep.
yoga. You know, I'm not flexible, so that's not gonna work, but it's fine. Right, so we start with the yoga, which is just like Tai Chi basically. And I'm like, okay, I can handle that. And then all of a sudden she's like, okay guys, now it's time to work on confidence. And I'm like, oh no. So she has us all stand in a circle, stand up, and she's like, Superman poses. We're like, okay. So she's like, okay, and hold it, and hold. Now everyone turn to the person next to you, and talk about how great you are. And you're like, what? And they're like, and she's like, talk about things that you really like about yourself, and then just say, I am great, I am super, because you are Superman. And I'm like, oh god. So I turn to this kid next to me, and he's like, it's good. I'm like, hey. And we're standing there, and we're just like, we're not saying shit until she comes over, right? And
Right.
She took her time, she's going around, whatever, so she finally like gets to the pair next to us, I'm like, we should pose this. He's like, yeah, okay. So I'm like, you want to start? He's like, no. I'm like, I don't want to start. Right, so we're going back and forth, and then she starts to come over, and I'm like, I am great. I am super, right? And then he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, and then she's like, it's a really great start. I love how you're affirming what he's telling you about himself. And I'm like, I'm the one who looks like an idiot, and he's just going, yeah. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, my yoga teacher, we had to do the lion's roar, where we go like this, and we squeeze really tight, and then we go.